Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the two sets I played that got me to Veteran. And I managed to play these two sets during Go Battle Night last night. I actually managed to play all 20 sets during Go Battle Night, so that was fun. This first set here is just the second last set I played before I got to Veteran, so I'm just gonna speed through it here. The team I'm using is Chikorita, Shadow Slowpoke with one move only, Psyshock, and Chinchou, or Chinchou, however you want to pronounce it. I established in the last video, I can't pronounce it. Let's call it Battery. Happy Battery. Anyways, I ended up playing most of my sets with this team because I found that it was my best performing team. And I enjoyed Go Battle Night. It went surprisingly well for me. I don't know about everyone else, but the games were pretty smooth. There was minimal lag. I got some lag, but that's just expected. And then there was the 2 or 3 times where my game crashed right as I was going into a battle, and the game made me lose it. So even when I went back into the app, when it crashed, I went back into the game screen and I wasn't in the match. It had already counted it as a loss. So that was unfortunate. Very frustrating, especially since some of the battles that I lost because of that were in some sets where I got that. I was very close to Veteran and I could have gotten there earlier and then potentially worked on maybe getting into or getting closer to Expert. But you know, that happened. I felt like I had some matches stolen from me because of lag also, but you know, it's fine. It happens. You can't do much about it. So going back to the team, we're still in the first set. The idea behind this team is it's a typical ABB team. So I have Chikorita on the lead, so grass type, and then 2 counters to grass type counters, so fire types in the back, and a counter to, of course, Ducklet. So I have Grass Double Water, and I have Shadow Slowpoke on the safe swap. The idea behind that is Slowpoke will do a lot of damage with Confusion, especially since it's Shadow. It will take shields with Psyshock, and my idea is to draw out a potential water type counter, so like a grass type, or even like a Chinchou with the Slowpoke. And then that way, Chinchou could potentially sweep what's in the back. And I found a lot of times, in a lot of these matches, I was getting Ducklet in the back. I will point out, however, that this team is a little bit weak to Cottony, but you'll see in these matches that there are ways that I can work around this. So it's fine if I get a Cottony, it's not the end of the world. I can still play around it. When I do get a Cottony, usually it's in the lead. If it's in the lead, that's better for me. I usually like to get it low with Body Slam, so I'll throw a Body Slam and then I'll swap instantly into Slowpoke, and then Slowpoke could farm it down or potentially take a shield with Psyshock. Again, as I mentioned earlier, Slowpoke could potentially flip bad leads, especially if the opponent decides not to shield. And like I said, Confusion will be doing a ton of damage and it could potentially farm down as well. However, in most cases, I will let the Slowpoke go down. I use it as a sack swap. So, going back to these battles, I actually ended up winning 4 games in this set, and this was the only loss I got. I did pretty decent, but I'm thinking, and this is just a theory, that perhaps the algorithm, when you're getting close to ranking up, so like when you're on the edge of Veteran or Ace, that potentially the algorithm will help you out a little bit. I found that when I was going into these battles, it was taking me a little bit longer to find a match. And I spent the whole night, almost all 20 sets, just playing in the 2400s, dropping a little bit to 2300. So I was getting really close to Veteran, dropping a bit, getting back up, dropping a bit. And then finally in these last few sets, I felt like the algorithm was going in my favor because the teams I was getting, especially in the next set you'll see, the teams I was getting were very similar to each other. I had Ducklett in, I think, all 5 games in that match, or in that set. So you'll see that. And I found that Chikorita is really fun to use, especially if you know how to manage your energy really well. It works so well if you farm a ton of energy on it, because Body Slam will do neutral damage to almost everything except Frillish, but Frillish is like super rare. You're not going to come up against that. And it's very spammy. It will build up energy super quick with that Vine Whip. So as you can see in this match, we have Chikorita versus Bulbasaur. So I'm gonna get it low with a Body Slam. And then, okay, so here I'm gonna shield for sure. I can't risk getting hit by a Sludge Bomb. I still need that Chikorita alive in case there is a Chinchou in the back. So here I instantly swap into Slowpoke and I can Confusion down the Bulbasaur. So that's fine. And he brings in Ducklett. This is amazing. The Slowpoke drew out a Ducklett. That means I can line up the Ducklett with my Chinchou, and that actually happened several times in these battles that I played in Go Battle Night leading up to Veteran. So here my opponent surrenders, and that was 4 wins in this set. So you can see here that I will I'll get about halfway to Veteran. We'll see. So, catching this Vulpix, or this Ninetales. Let's see what we get. Oh, okay, so more than halfway. It was 2, 4, 7, 6. Okay, so I needed about 3 more wins to get to Veteran, but I actually do a lot better in this set. A lot better than just 3 wins. So, first game. Chikorita versus Slowpoke. This is alright. It's a Shadow Slowpoke, so it'll do a little bit more damage, but they instantly swap into Vulpix. And this is where I instantly swap into Slowpoke. However, it has Quick Attack. That's going to be doing neutral rather than resisted if it had Ember. So I decided to let the Slowpoke go here because I recognized that what they had in the lead was weak to both Chikorita and my Chinchou. So here I could bring in Chinchou and farm up a little bit of extra energy. So he brings back in Slowpoke. That means, I'm guessing he has a Ducklett in the back. He must have a Ducklett in the back, or it could even be, no, it's a Ducklett in the back. I was gonna say it could have been a Seal. Sometimes I noticed that people were not swapping in their Seals if they saw Chinchou, because Chinchou resists everything from Steel, except Lick. So here he uses Brave Bird. I still have a shield, so I was able to farm him down, and then I can safely shield the Psyshock. I kept the shield for Psyshock. That's why I didn't shield the Chikorita. That would have been a lose condition actually if I shielded Chikorita, and I was able to safely get to the Thunderbolt on Chinchou and take that win. So interesting that he had a full team weak to Chinchou. Yeah, it was Shadow Slowpoke, Vulpix, and Ducklett. So again, staying with that theory that potentially the algorithm is being nice to me. Not everybody's gonna run a team that's that weak to Chinchou. Moving on, let's see what we have in the lead in our second battle. And as I was saying, these matches, and this is sped up, were taking a long time to find. So Chikorita versus Slowpoke again. See what I'm saying? The same team over and over. And look at that, another Vulpix. Does he have a Ducklett in the back? We'll see. So shielding once, and then throwing the Psyshock here. Could get his shield. It takes his shield. So now, do I let it go? I will let it go. And I was able to sneak through a Confusion. And I actually survived that because the Vulpix wasn't Shadow, so we simultaneously KO. So now I'm thinking what he had in the lead is weak to both of my remaining Pokemon, and look at that. He brings in Ducklett. So this was exactly the same team as the one I faced before, except the one I faced before had Shadow Pokemon. So again, algorithm? Maybe. But yeah, that was really lucky. Going into our next match, okay, so something different. This is a Chikorita mirror match. I actually hate this. My team is also a little bit weak to Chikorita. Very difficult to deal with, especially if the Chikorita is sneaking in Vine Whips while I am going for Body Slam here. And then I swap in Slowpoke. A little bit questionable. I tried to catch the Body Slam, but they decided to keep farming. And here they bring in Seal. Okay, so Seal is a counter to Slowpoke because Slowpoke is psychic and Seal is doing super effective damage with the ghost type fast move, Lick. So Slowpoke goes down, and I'm thinking he has a Ducklett in the back. I was reading that this was a Chikorita double water team, and I was assuming that I was gonna get a team that was similar to every other team I was seeing in this or these sets. So reading that there's a Ducklett in the back, and look at that. That was right. So I need to have a little bit of energy left on my Chinchou for the Chikorita that is still pretty healthy on my opponent's team. And one Thunderbolt at this point will take it out, but it has a little bit of energy. Thankfully, I saved that shield. So I'm able to safely get to the Thunderbolt, and this will KO the Chikorita, and we can take that win. So again, winning with Chinchou. Chinchou is super strong in this meta. I'm just glad I'm not seeing a lot of ground types, but I've definitely seen like a Ducklett double grass or a fire double grass team against this team before, especially in those sets where I felt like the algorithm was against me. I saw so many fire double grass teams. So moving on to the next match, we have Shadow Slowpoke against our Chikorita again. And they're choosing to stay in this time, so I'm just gonna bait with the body slams. He shields, that's good. So I'm gonna shield in return, that's fine. And here he swaps into his fire type, which in this case, I will swap into Slowpoke. This is kind of bad because Quick Attack is super fast and he was able to sneak in a bunch of fast moves. But we'll see if he decides to shield this. And he does. Okay, so I don't have any shields left. And this comes really close to taking me out and he farms me down. Okay, that's not good. I could potentially come in with Chikorita to farm down. Because this is Quick Attack, it won't be doing super effective damage. And I do, and that's great for me. Chikorita, as I said earlier, is amazing with energy. And I instantly swap into Chinchou here because I didn't want to take a confusion because my Chikorita is super low. So I have all that energy stored up on Chikorita, but guess what? We won't need it. Because look what's in the back. Another Ducklett. Oh, and this team was actually the same as the two first teams I went up against in this set. Slowpoke, Vulpix, and Ducklett. Is this a common team? I'm guessing it is. It's I saw it a lot in these few sets. Anyways, we have a bad lead here. It's a Vulpix, but it's using Quick Attack. And then we swap into Slowpoke and they swap into Chikorita. So not good for us. I managed to get to the Psyshock anyway, and this will take a shield from them. So I completely sacked my Slowpoke, but that's fine. They're down one shield. And now I'm gonna bring in Chikorita and I'll try to get to the Body Slam before they can. Unfortunately, we CNP tie. And in hindsight, I probably should have farmed up a little bit more. So they let their Chikorita go here. They bring back in Vulpix, and guess what? They're not switching out. They must have a water type or a Ducklett in the back. We'll see. But I am noticing that because they're not switching out, I might have to shield my Chinchou as many times as possible, especially since as I Bubble Beam the Vulpix, it will do less and less damage. So So far, it is triple bubble beans. I forget, I wasn't paying attention, but yeah, so we get their last shield, and then I can potentially farm down. Yes, I farmed down. That's huge, and look at that. Another ducklet in the back, and this Thunderbolt will one-shot. So we take that 4th win. So this is going really well for me. This was, oh, that was the 5th win actually. Look at that. So now let's see what my rank is. We get the Stunfisk. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my battles, and I hope this inspires you to play a little bit more Go Battle League. I know sometimes it gets tough, especially with all the lag, but if you like this video, leave a like down below, and if you have any suggestions for future videos, make sure to leave them in the comments below, and don't be afraid to be harsh in the comments below. If you see me make a mistake in these battles, you know, feel free to point it out. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. I'm a tough person. Look at all that Stardust. That was amazing. And my rank is 2548. Okay, so solidified my place in Veteran. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next video.